Hey everybody, good morning. It's Pete. Welcome to today's Best Stock Picks. It is Friday morning, May 8th, 2020. Quite a bit to talk about today. The market's actually opening up higher again. Good news out of China, reopening everywhere. Good news or bad news, that's your own opinion. I'm still self-quarantined other than loading up for food. Jobs report today, very important to pay attention to. Obviously not going to be a stellar reading, but the market is interpreting everything in a bullish manner right now. Right now, the reopening of the world basically is being interpreted as much better news than anything economically long term. I think that's going to catch up with the market, but we'll see. NASDAQ for the year actually has got all the way back up to the first sell-off after the pandemic started. So hopefully you've been paying attention to all of the picks. Especially we've been focusing on tech stocks. Yesterday was highlighted in the actual headline, but we've been calling tech stocks out all week. They've just been super strong, have not been pulling back. Some good earning plays yesterday as well. But I think four of the biggest plays that we had yesterday, ENPH, which again, right out of there, CVNA, NEM, and Boeing. But again, we've been talking about a lot. Boeing actually, daily chart of Boeing's not really that good, but yesterday was a really, really good day trading stock. It exploded to the upside. I'm only day trading Boeing right now. It's kind of a mess on the daily chart. It just keeps contracting. It's going up and down both ways, both days. As a day trade, it's been offering opportunity, but as a swing trade, it's nothing yet. But on the swing trading side, which actually, if you didn't happen to catch Stocks for Breakfast, the number one question I get, are you day trading or swing trading? And the answer is, all of the calls that I'm making are swing trades first. If they happen to give me opportunity as a day trader, I'll work around a core position to build a swing trade, but everything is a swing trade idea first because I want to be trading with the big money. It's the easiest type of trading for me personally, where if I did all my homework, I do my game planning, go into the day, say these stocks are awesome, they're bullish or bearish, I love that idea. I only want to day trade in that direction. Why would I fight what is obvious, something I would want to hold longer for a 20-minute trade in the opposite direction? I think it's dumb. I absolutely did it when I first started trading, and it's not a long-term solution to getting paid. So again, we have jobs report, NASDAQ still strong, but here's the thing with NASDAQ. We're actually at some resistance right now. A lot of these stocks are stretched out. You get a lot of questions about how do I know when to take profits? Is it still safe to get involved? You really need to look to the left and see how far the stock normally goes, and if one of your stocks normally goes, let's just say for argument's sake, $10 for a swing trading window, and as of right now, it's gone $8, doesn't have a lot of room to go. So you kind of be really micro trading that thing at that point. What you kind of want actually is a lower opening to bid for stock, because that expands the distance between your entry and your perceived profit target. So when you're looking at your opportunities today, it might be better to put some limit orders below the market, as opposed to chasing this move to the upside. But if it does gap higher, stay there, and after a certain amount of time where it's above yesterday's high, above yesterday's close, and still trading positive above the open, that's when we start to initiate some trades to the long side. One big thing, if you happen to only be day trading right now, gosh, be patient. The moves that we're getting in the afternoon, and especially after 11 o'clock, which most of us know the big moves are from 9:30 to 11, or I should say the easiest volume to read is typically 9:30 to 11. Be patient. Don't throw money away in the morning just because you're in front of your screen. You're not getting paid by the hour. We're getting paid by the month. And you can see in the market yesterday, we had a really nice explosion to the upside midday, and we talked about it in the chat room. It was like nothing's selling off right now. There's no reason to look to the other side. Here's the problem that a lot of traders have. When it gets challenging to make money on the long side, even if it's super, super obvious, you put on a long, it doesn't make money. You put on a long, it doesn't make money. That doesn't make it a short. Get that out of your head. That doesn't make it a good short, which we're going to talk about a stock right now. We're going to start out with, it's up 592% since March. And I got people asking me, is it a good idea to short? No, it's not. Is it probably going to pull back? Yeah. Is it a good short? No. A good long is a good long. It's a question of finding another spot to get long. So anyway, we're going to pull that stock up. We've got a bunch of stocks we're going to talk about. If you don't watch the whole video, obviously we have tech stocks in play. Definitely paying attention to earnings seasons. This is my favorite time to actually trade the earnings after the announcement, after the guidance. Next couple of days, you get some nice moves. Now the order flow kind of smooths out, and you could trade that guidance over the next few months in that direction, provided the order flow remains consistent. So let's get into the charts. And we're going to start out with that stock I just mentioned. Of course, I'm talking about Wayfair. A lot of stocks seizing the opportunity to take advantage of what everybody's going through in the world. And this happens to be a pretty good competitor to Amazon. They run their business very, very well. So from the March lows through where we are now, 592% rally. A couple of days ago, we did see some exhaustion volume. Kind of looks like a big middle finger there. I didn't realize. But as we said, and very clearly we've said, when you see exhaustion, a cleanup print, capitulation, whatever you want to call it, I call it exhaustion, the buying or selling pressure has exhausted, that means you move up a trailing stop loss. That does not mean you just look to trade it in the other direction. So does this have more room to go? Look, I'm not going to trade against it. I would prefer to see it settle in, maybe pull back a little bit. I can still day trade it long because I'm managing the risk on that micro time frame. But I'm not putting out a long-term trade here where I think that I'm going to safely get involved now and it's not going to decline at all. That's a monster move. Every stock needs to pull back a little bit. One of the big ones that I definitely would like to see you keep an eye on right now is Slack Technologies. Look, obviously you can see it keeps getting back to this $29 level and failing. Yesterday was a pretty impressive punch through that level. So this is why it's really, I just highlighted the volume there for you, super important to have a tracking journal so that day to day you keep going back to some of these stocks that might not have triggered yet and or set alerts at that level. So obviously we had an alert set at 29.25. Did not trade it yesterday because I want to see it get above that level and stay, which it did today. So if it trades above today and stays there, meaning I have a buy stop to get filled, I'm going to look. It's got some resistance at 23, and this is a good 32. Excuse me. And this is a good example of what I meant. So if you look to the left and you see what the stock normally does. So the most recent push in this stock basically went from 24.5 to 30, for argument's sake. We just use round numbers. So $5.50. That's the normal move, right? So even if you take the next bigger move, which was 22.50 to 29.50, that's $7. So although the stock broke out already, it already went 5 of the the normal 7 that it might do over that time period. So to set up a swing trade, we might get one more positive day. It looks like it's actually up 95 cents pre-market. But that doesn't set up a good swing trade yet. We want it to get above there because it's already traveled that distance, let it pause, and then look for the next move up for that same dollar amount. Because that's another question I get quite often. How long do you hold the trades? And really just let the stock, what it normally does, tell you what to do. And then if you don't use that method, you could use average true range over a certain amount of days or weeks. TWLO, hopefully you got some of this. It didn't really offer, it looks like a monster green candle, but it didn't really offer massive opportunity other than the beginning part of the day, like I said, and this was the big spike in the middle of the day. What was unusual about this is that it actually did follow through. So we got some nice follow through, hoping for one more push after in the after hours, after lunch. We didn't get it, but we called this. This is one of the first stocks that we called in yesterday's best stock pick. So hopefully you got involved there. Got a good question about this stock, PENN. The gambling stocks have been just like driving me batty where I think they're breaking out. They pull back, whatever. I'm taking some small losses on them. But this particular stock here, PENN, the question I got was, what do I like about it? Or do I like it? I do like it, but again, very similar to what we just discussed in work. I want to see it get above a level and stay there. It gets up to this level, pulls back. Gets up to the level, pulls back. And now it's up to that level again. I don't want to trade the pullback. I want to see it get above 20 and then have another move higher. So good question there. I'm going to go through a bunch of stocks that actually meet the criteria. Zillow Group. I don't know who's looking to buy houses right now, but I guess everybody's online. The reason I put it in the list is we actually had an inside candlestick breakout on good volume, so looking for another follow-through day there. Square, another one that we called yesterday. Yesterday had earnings. I love Square. I don't like initiating a new swing trade long here because it's already gone $18 from here to here. So I'm not going to get involved as a new swing trade, but I will day trade if it opens higher and pushes higher. Roku, actually, this is a different one. Well, I will be looking to initiate as long as it stays above 135. So I have a buy stop above the market. Some resistance in here, but I do like the fact that it's now well bid 2 days in a row, actually 3 days in a row. Wait, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. I like it because it's finally punching through this resistance. And so it's really not so much the last 4 days I'm looking at the last 3 weeks almost. and it's finally got above there. So if it stays above this level, so basically the long would be up here with a stop loss for me getting back into that range. CVNA was called out by Jerry yesterday. Really nice call, Jerry. Actually opened lower. It gave us a great opportunity to bid for the stock lower, right at the previous day's low. I won't go into the 5-minute charts, but you can see the resistance is all the way up at 112, like that one long as well. WPM, GOLD, AEM. I like all of them long. It's a question of like AEM has cleared the level, so that's a good long up in that area. Gold has not. I would not trade this one, GOLD, until it gets past the 1740. It's clearly strong with the rest of them, but holding there. So again, if there's a theme for the day, the gold stocks are strong. It's a question of whether they're through resistance and have room to go. This one's not. NEM is. You can see the difference there. It punched through, and now it's got some room to go, as well as WPM, I believe it was. And then what else we got? Peloton, getting a ton of emails about Peloton. Do I want to get long this stock today? Only on a lower opening, believe it or not. If you follow the tape reading principles that we talk about, I do like the stock long for obvious reasons. But what I'm looking for is the stock to open lower, push lower, and then bid that first signal so I can manage my risk, looking for it to retest yesterday's high. That would be the trade. So again, I want that expansion in price action. So I'm looking for a lower opening in Peloton. Best case scenario would be at or near yesterday's low. BYND is another one that's been in the news, and we mentioned it yesterday. This trading range to the left is having a hard time getting through. Actually got right there. It's stalled. So I like it over 128. I don't like it here. So mark that down. Etsy, very similar to Wayfair, having a rocket ship since middle of March. I like it long as well. The only problem is that we closed below yesterday. Net change was weaker. I like it over 78. So I want to see it get up above that level, pause above the level from 2 days ago, and then have another move higher. But I'm not trading. This one I'm not trading on a pullback because this is already extended from 60 to 78, 79. I want to see this one pull back a bit. What else? Oh, we actually have a few weak stocks. So again, remember last week we talked about one trade that closed strong on Friday. For some reason, I can't remember the stock. Closed strong on Friday when the market was weak on Friday, and we went long that stock on Monday. I think it was ENPH. I'm not 100% sure. Let me take a look. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. No, it wasn't that stock. I'll try to remember and mention it in a different video. But we got some weak stocks today from yesterday while the market was strong. So if the market should happen to roll over today, we do have some opportunities that I want to point out, because you want to be prepared with stocks on both sides of the market in case the market rolls over, because you want to short stocks that are already weak when the market's strong. They already have selling. So MO, Altria is one of those. PM is another one. Obviously, I guess nobody's smoking during the pandemic. Walgreens, Boots Alliance, WBA. It's tricky to be shorting these stocks at support. You want to see them get through. Wells Fargo is another one, which keeps just hovering at those levels. MRK is one that I haven't talked about in a while. We actually had a nice momentum push down, pause, and looks like we started another push down yesterday. And one that we were trading long a few weeks ago that has kind of reversed, Chewy. I am not calling this a sell short. I'm just pointing out as a tape reading exercise that it closed on the lows yesterday while the market was strong. I would say this is most likely going to trade lower today. But again, the difference between Chewy here, and I want to end the video on this, and the other stock that we talked about, the other stock was in a strong bullish order flow prior to closing strong when the market was weak. This is not in a strong bearish order flow looking to short sell. So a very good lesson there at the end of the day. So we got some good opportunities to take a look at again today. Again, jobs numbers, NASDAQ stocks still strong. Been trading Microsoft, but it's been frustrating. It keeps going well bid, breaking out to new 20-day highs with these tiny indecision candles. So I'm going to lay off it for a second. I might, if we get good follow through and it's a kind of nice trending day, I'll take a look at it again. But if we keep dancing around the opening price, we're going to let it go. So anyway, we got some good opportunities today. Be disciplined about how far your stocks have already traveled and whether or not you should be initiating a new swing trade. Know whether or not you want a higher opening to place a buy stop to get long, or whether it's the right thing to wait for it to pull back like we talked about in Peloton. And I'm starting to talk really fast. I guess my coffee's kicking in. Be safe, everybody. If you have any questions, absolutely leave a comment. And please give us a thumbs up if you find the videos helpful. And click to subscribe. That would be awesome, too. Take care.